Welcome to the AI Frame podcast, a space where we explore how founders, innovators, and investors are navigating the world of artificial intelligence. Each episode brings you thoughtful conversations with people redefining how technology meets strategy, separating what's real from what is noise. I'm Ana Rojo-Echeburúa, doctor in mathematics, AI consultant and strategist, and your host. So grab a coffee and let's frame the future of AI together. Today, I'm speaking with Genna Masterton, who is the founder of Kinoro, who is building one of the most interesting education companies I've seen in the UK. A former primary teacher who decided that every child deserves a world-class foundation and then, without a technical background, decided to build an AI solution to make that happen. This is a conversation about vision, constraints, leadership, and what it really takes to build an AI company as a non-technical founder. Hi, Genna. Welcome to the pod.
Hi, Anna. Excited to be here.
I'm very excited to have you here today.
Thank
and
you.
I would like you to tell the audience who are you and how do you describe yourself, but not as your LinkedIn profile, but the person behind the founder title.
I'm Genna, founder of Kinoro. I would describe myself as a creative. I have a deep mind, a quest that begins with curiosity, I guess, and a deep belief that children deserve the best education system. And I think that Scotland should be world leading in that. So Kinoro was born from my want and need to be the best. Yeah.
I can totally relate to that.
However achievable that is, but
I think the first step for success is believing in yourself. So totally believe that that is what you need to do to get there. Right.
Yeah, and I think that is how it began for me. I remember getting a piece of jewellery, said she believed she could, so she did. And I made it my mission to turn that into I believed I could, so I did.
Very good.
But even this year, it's been a journey of looking for others to believe in me, to realising no one will until you believe in yourself first. So although my journey began like that, I've had to come back to self this year and trust in me before anyone else can or should.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, I want you to take me to the moment. And what I mean by that is the moment that you thought, I have to build this. I'm going to do it, even though I'm not technical, but I'm going to found this technical company.
Yeah, so I just finished a course at the Data Lab based at Edinburgh University, and it was a cohort of us that were part of this data course, but it was self-paced learning, so they had lots of online modules, and I remember squirreling away all weekend learning from public, private, third sector organisations and leaders about what it really meant to advance society with the data we do or do not obtain, and that we have a moral imperative to do that. Right. And I think I'd always thought of data as a dirty word.
Okay, interesting.
And this course completely revolutionised that. And I'm part of Strathclyde University's incubator, Strathclyde Inspire. One of the serial entrepreneurs based there did a session with me at the whiteboard where he basically drew out data infrastructure, and he was like, Genna, this is data architecture. I was like, I've always wanted to be an architect. So I just fell in love with it at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Kinoro, the name for Kinoro is kin for kindness, clan for family, kin for kindergarten. I believed that we are not obtaining data about children in the early years that we need to.
Right.
So Oro came from gold in Japanese and Spanish, or is gold in Gaelic, which is Scottish native tongue. Like merging those two words together, that there's these golden insights we must unlock from the early years and not lose about children. Yeah, I think that was the moment.
So you had this preconceived idea of what data was, and then you did this course, right? And you say, actually, data is this older thing, right? And you saw an opportunity on that. And I think this is a really good example on how knowledge and training really can, open people's eyes and cut through the noise. And I think this is happening as well with AI. Well, data is really related to AI, right? And I think there's a lot of misconceptions of what AI is, and it's not until people have the right knowledge, the high education, the right training, that they can see what AI actually is, and there is where the opportunity actually, starts to happen, right?
And showing up in the rooms where that expertise and intellect and intelligence exists in the minds of others is what's allowed me to find my way to building Kinoro.
In the space that you're building now, in the education space, I see lots of happening at the moment, especially with AI. But what I'm mostly seeing is the classic chatbot, the like learning support that is embedded into like an education platform. How you are actually embedding AI into Kinoro. So what's the actual approach, or what can you tell us? What can you tell us?
No, what can I say today?
What can you say today about how AI? So what is the approach of the or where did you see an opportunity in AI to implement in Kinoro?
Definitely watched this year a prediction that I made at the start of the year where maybe technology companies, startups that moved quite quickly in the space are now being out-competed or eaten up by big tech. And what I mean by that is they potentially had an offering that was a large language model with a wrapper around it.
Yes.
And I think when I first started out, that's what I thought AI was.
Yes.
And then you start, so I went to a big global conference called Bet Global in London at the beginning of the year, an opportunity that came randomly from another founder friend, and I really owe her a lot to why I'm even sat here today to be able to articulate what I'm doing. I think getting that opportunity over the 5 days to speak to other founders who'd, raised up to Series B, were operating in Asia and North America, and to do some market research and being able to see what was missing so that I could position Kinoro, but also make a bet that that's not competitive enough, or there's too many of those companies doing the same thing, which shows great opportunity in the market. I knew that agentic AI, children being able to curate their own learning space. And this dates back to my dissertation at university before I even knew what AI was. And it was entitled Pupil Voice and Self-Assessment, Developing the Self-Reflective Child.
Can you explain us a little bit what that is? So
I was trying to understand what the megatrends were. So that dissertation was all about children taking more inward approaches to understanding who they were as a learner. So it would just be like question-based, self-coaching, actualising their next steps in learning. And this key word that exists around AI and advancements in education just now is about learners taking agency. So ownership of their learning. And that is the heartbeat of what my dissertation was about. So getting to the end of last year and the beginning of this year, as I said, when I had that opportunity to do some market research, I knew that the future belongs to children who use AI like a learning companion.
Yes.
There's this co-intelligence world that, we can't just exist with AI. We must unlock the human potential of that individual. It's like when children are born with a birth certificate, they don't just get given a CV. They have to curate who they are and what they're good at. And if we want to flourish as humans, as a society, we need to unlock lots of different capacities to be sustainable.
Yeah.
And at the moment, not in every school, but we still run our education system based on a curriculum.
Yeah.
And going back to one of my favourite quotes when I was at university, children are not vessels to be filled, they are flames to be ignited.
Oh, I love that.
And as a teacher, I really believe that that's what I did, and I loved being a teacher. And I really think the potential now of AI is to help children orchestrate that themselves, take agency of that themselves. Almost like Kinoro would be my Kinoro. And that my Kinoro knows you better as a learner than you do yourself. And it's like a mirror. It's just constantly reflecting back to you who you are, where you're going, what you're collecting, and making sure golden insights about you as an individual and your style of learning and your preferences and your talents and your natural disposition are held in a space that's safe, secure, private, isn't owned by the institution, isn't owned by another big tech company. It's owned by the child. It's their right to own their data.
Yeah.
And that is what I think Kinoro's here to do in the world.
How do you deal with it, right? Because children's data is one of the most type of sensitive data that you can think of. So when it comes to building your AI strategy, what are your non-negotiables when it comes to privacy, consent and safety? So
I wasn't willing to put out a scrappy MVP in a market and lose trust in those that are relying on me to shape the future.
Right.
So I haven't been able to rush out the blocks like some people have, but that has been a conscious decision.
Right.
I still experimented with tools like Lovable and that's really helped to shape what an MVP could look like. But until I understood and had technical teams that were AI native in their development and designers that worked that way as well, the strategy started when I aligned with a product strategist, a UI UX designer who's based in Estonia and lives in Edinburgh now. And we paid for some consultancy through Estonia's education agency, Harno.
Okay.
And they have an incredible interoperability system, which really just means safe, secure of individuals' data and ownership of data, where it can exist in duality. So it can exist for the way the institution needs to use it, and it can exist for how the user or the owner of the data wants to obtain it and protect it and activate it. So yeah, my non-negotiables, of course, is to ensure like safety, privacy, children's rights are not infringed upon. They're like the highest priority. Going back to that data course I did at Edinburgh University, one of the other quotes that will stay with me from that time was that the future belongs to those that build trust in the economy.
Right.
That's the new currency that we must operate in, is trust.
Trust, yes.
And I can't afford to lose that. And I won't be dictated to of how other people tell me I should build my product when I'm using children's data.
Yeah.
I've just finished reading Sir Tim Berners-Lee, like the creator of the internet's memoir.
Oh, right,
It came out in
okay.
September. And there's this amazing graph that's inside the book. And it's like how we use data, how we use the internet, and like all the red zones, so you'd need to go and find it online, is where we should be staying away from. And all these green zones are like what we should be using it for. So that's things like building a better democracy, using it to collaborate, using it to be more creative. And one of them is about digital sovereignty.
Right.
So I think when I got that confirmation, I was like, wow, I know that this is the way. This is the right path. This is what he envisioned for the internet. And a lot of our data is now held up in spaces that have, garden hedges around it, and we can't use it interoperably.
Yeah.
Through that means, and through some of the work we did with the Estonian government, I came across a way that we could use children's data, or at least mimic this safe way of doing it, which is pretty much our intellectual property at the moment, so I can't really talk it through completely.
No. Yeah.
But I didn't know how it was going to be possible, and now I do.
Very cool.
That is really cool. And I'm non-technical, and I can draw graphs and flowcharts and show technical people this is how it will work. And that was from going to AI builder sessions in Glasgow's community. They've now got one in Aberdeen. That was from going to a company that's really fast growing and it's all over the world called Tomorrow, that originally started from an Edinburgh-based founder.
Yeah, I know them actually.
You do know them?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So I just find it so cool when I can go to places like that and I don't have any technical degree or haven't built a startup before, but I know what they're talking about. Yeah. And it makes me believe that if I can understand it at that high level, I just need to find people who can actually engineer it.
Exactly.
Because I started to wonder, have I wasted time? Should I have just been starting to learn to code? What have I been doing?
I truly believe that no matter how complex that concept is, you can always translate it to simple terms and convey it to someone else that don't have the same technical expertise as you.
See, when you find like the kind of Albert Einstein people right now who are building in that space, like there's one guy that I met through AI Builders who was based at University of Glasgow, and he's just been snapped up by a scale-up and he's moved to Japan. But I remember when he spoke at one of these sessions, and I understand everything he was saying. I spoke to him afterwards, and it's that complexity. If you can speak in a language that makes it really simple.
Exactly.
It just shows that it's possible. Even when I went through to Edinburgh and they had like an AI showcase for one of their accelerators, and there was a professor that spoke that day, I got to speak to him and the after kind of party moments and getting to speak it through with him, and for him to tell me it was possible is really quite cool. Yeah.
Amazing. And I think, as a non-technical founder, as a CEO of your company, I think it's important to know what your responsibilities are. And we know that, in the startup world, sometimes you need to take like 5 different jobs at the same time. However, I think it's really important to know that, okay, I'm here to set direction, right? And to be able to communicate with the technical founder and the other technical people in my team, and to be able to convey that and to really articulate that strategy. So to make sure that you're all on the same page.
Sure. And I think having grown up in an education system where it was based on compliance, I am breaking free from, you know, you look left, you look right. Is anyone leading in this space? I do have probably one of these leadership styles where I am looking left and right first, but if no one is moving, it's like, I need to do something about this. And I spoke to some of the think tanks that do exist around Edinburgh, around children's data, and I was like, who should I be aligning with? The code of ethics, the responsibility I have, the strategy, what space can I play within? And yeah, there is some guidance out there, but ultimately the answer that I got back from someone who I really respect was, Genna, we need people like you to lead the way with this. If you want Scotland to be world leading, like, get on your way. I was just like, it's like gives me shivers even thinking about it, because previous versions of myself would have not had the courage to do that, whereas now it's like, I must. I have to. I might get it wrong, but that's part of innovation. And now I truly believe, and this came from lots of rejection to get to this point. I think it's Shane Corstefine, who is the one of the CFOs at Skyscanner, who spoke at EIE, which is a showcase for entrepreneurs. He's also just written a scale-up report that has came out. He said, like, Scottish founders need to get really good at hearing your idea is SHIT, and it's not good enough, and no, it's not innovative enough, and no, it's not globally competitive enough, and no, you're not investable yet, and that's how we're going to build world-class founders. And I honestly, truly, hand in my heart, believe now that I'm doing something that is on the edge. It is world leading, it's competitive. I went down to another education conference called Brilliance, like the Bet of the North, so that one I went to in January. It's not the true North though, they need to come to Scotland too, so we need a Brilliant in the North. Anyway, I spoke to this chap that's doing loads of AI consultancy around strategy and the most innovative skills all over the world, and I told him as much as I could about what I'm building with Kinoro, and he's like, I know no other product that exists like that right now, Genna. I was like, I knew it. It's like, I just need to go on that train and get home. Like, I'd only been there half an hour. I was like, I came here just to hear that from you.
And there you go. Tick.
So,
amazing. Oh, that is fantastic. And look, in terms of like investment, I've been having conversations with investors that are investing in the AI space. They are chasing success metrics, but they can't really define what that is, especially because a lot of the AI solutions that are built now are around generative AI and agentic AI, and defining success in this space is a little bit blurry. What's the real metric that shows that your product is working?
Someone else that I look to help guide me on this is Danae Schell. She's the founder of Vala, a legal tech platform. And she talks about the products that are going to win out, like make people feel something. It's not just about shipping all the features. I think, is it about changing the way children view themselves? Like, is it about new individual metrics of success that they design?
I see.
Is it those data points that we obtain by individualised, personalised learning profiles and these portals that exist? It will be about uncovering, unearthing things about children and learners, young people that they didn't know before. That feels like what success will be like for me. And if we can then change perception, mindsets, we can then change culture. Because aside to this, something that I am willing to announce is that I'm looking to start my own podcast called Raise.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Alongside building Kinoro. And, you know, we all need to be responsible for raising the next generation, whether that's through technology or the way that we lead our political systems or how we help more women to raise investment or our own individual frequency with our health. I think Raise will bring a lot of different conversations to this space. But I think the job that Kinoro has is about changing culture and being culture strategists. And through that, there is a product that children can lead the way with so that they can design what the world of work looks like and ensure that we don't have these artificial data cliffs and that their data travels with them from the early years to their early careers, and that we use trends and insights to shape our model, to context engineer inside this product that belongs to that individual child, the world that they are walking forwards to, and help them take agency of it.
You were talking about trust before, and I think that is a massive success metric, especially in the AI space where lots of people can't trust some of the AI solutions.
Yeah,
right?
And even like you're saying, I had a similar moment with a consultant that supported around the cybersecurity side of it and the data security side of it. And like, you can do all of these things and you will continually have to refine that and realign that. But there's nobody who's completely immune. Like, that is just the space that we're playing in.
Exactly.
You can be 95% secure, safe, do all the right things.
Yeah.
You have to ensure responsibility with that lies with you.
Yeah.
But you can't let it stop you from developing something that could be game-changing to children's futures, and I just won't let it stop me doing that. And it's like, it's trusting your own intentions as well. Like, my intention is to do something ethical, to do something responsible with AI, to put it into the hands of more people. Is it Steph Wright, who's the CEO of our AI Alliance? She said, I want the future of AI to not change the landscape for 8 billion years. I wanted to change it for 8 billion people.
Yeah, it's like a more accessible approach. Right?
And yeah, there'll be bad actors in it, but it's calling on the good actors to do something. Do feel that if I didn't do something, I wouldn't be doing what my potential wants me to do. Yeah. And my purpose. I'd be turning my back on that, and I don't think I'd be able to sleep at night. So I actually do sleep quite well at the moment.
Very good. I'm glad to hear. Very good. Amazing. And look, as you were saying, the founder journey is not easy. And I want to ask you, what are the things that remind you why you keep going on the days where it feels impossible?
I've had some really amazing people in my corner that I know I could reach out to. You know, pick up a phone to voice note them, just send a wee message if I really needed that spurred on. But I've done a lot of inner work. I've, invested in my own coaching and mentoring and courses. I really do feel in alignment with myself, but there definitely has been struggles when I haven't understood what I was doing myself. You know, you can't see the wood from the trees. Yeah. And having those like check-ins monthly with people. I'm also really lucky that within my household, my partner's an entrepreneur as well. Very nice. I remember when we went our first date, I said, I don't know if I can do this. Like another entrepreneur, this could just be exhausting. If he just talks about business all the time, I'm out. Luckily for him, the first date went really well and that didn't happen. But I do think it's that alignment I'm talking about, that way you want to live your life. I have that companionship with him. That's so nice. And we help each other take bigger, bolder moves. He's actually just about to pitch in the final of Scottish Edge, which is one of Scotland's best innovation competitions. So we're both levelling up. I'm lucky I've got other founder friends that I can speak to, and I do think there's some really great work happening in Scotland to try and connect first-time founders with serial entrepreneurs, second-time founders. Yeah. You know, there's been some people over the last year who have had to close the doors on their startups and their scale-ups, and they are now back at the start of the funnel where I am, and that's like, they're talking to me about, how they're launching their beta product, and I'm like, what? Like, you were, this is crazy, I'm one of you. So I really feel like I belong, and that helps you to feel that you've got the resilience to keep going and not relying on other people to help you get there. And maybe there was times when I did do that, and I always believed I wasn't trying to duck out of doing the work, but I thought I had to seek permission. I thought I had to seek acceptance. I thought I had to have someone open the gates to get through. And then you just reach a point and it's like, I'll be smashing through that ceiling regardless of what you say. I'll just open the door for myself. Yeah. And that's not because I'm not obedient or I'm trying to be disruptive. It's because you need to get out of the way because you're holding back our children from the future. Yeah. And I certainly won't be one of those people that's holding anyone back. I have actually just launched another meetup in Glasgow because I'm more West Coast, although I do spend a lot of time through in Edinburgh, called Founders Meetup, which started in Edinburgh. Two chaps, Selby and Hamish, began that in Edinburgh, and they've just launched a London one. And myself, Brian of Tire Runner, and Dave Hughes, who founded Nova Sound, we had our first meetup last week. So just trying to take more ownership of this journey and bring more founders together. I think is where you find out the real truths of what it's like to do this, and whether you're cut out for it or not.
Yeah.
And I think some people will have, like including myself, will have moments where we question whether we've got it. Is this possible? Hopefully that community can be the trampoline that helps them rise again when they have a fall, and find those teams sooner and regroup when they need to.
Absolutely. I think you can learn a lot from people that have, you know, that have like the same ambitions and the same, similar goals as you, but maybe they have a different journey as you had, right? And it's about sharing experiences, sharing knowledge, and learn from each other. So it sounds, like the perfect like environment to learn and grow all together, like a win-win for absolutely everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really invested in that. Like this is about Scotland.
Yeah.
Even if I have to fly my wings, like I'll never forget my roots. I found lots of innovators and founders in Scotland's ecosystem, but when it comes to edtech, we don't really have that market and industry here.
No, in Scotland.
Whereas now I'm connected to a community called Edufuturists, and that's UK wide, and it's opening doors that I would never have connected with had I just stayed in Scotland. But I think through journeys like building the product with Kinoro and other people that I've met, like Scotland will be punching above our weight soon when it comes to leading the way with EdTech and parent tech and any other kind of things around children and young people and their learning. Cool. But yeah, to find those communities, sometimes you have to leave the safe home shore.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But, well, look, I feel that is a really exciting opportunity, you know, to lead something in Scotland, like in the same direction, right?
Yeah, and I think that's really what it's about for me. When I really think about it, I've always wanted to lead. I think I thought originally I'd be a head teacher. I never say never to that. Maybe I'll retire to like an island community and work in like a really small school somewhere. But no, like I want to lead on this. That's definitely what it's about for me.
Oh, I love that spirit.
Thank you.
To wrap up,
sure.
If you could give one piece of advice to another non-technical founder entering the AI space right now, what would you tell them?
I would say you are the product owner. You have to find a way to be able to architect and articulate and orchestrate this team around you. Don't give that baton to anyone else. You have to own that. Others can help you build that capacity within yourself to do it. You will build your confidence and competence to do it as you go. That's huge for me because I think I nearly gave that to someone else because I didn't believe I could do it. Yeah. And that actually makes me quite upset. Oh.
So self-belief, I guess, right? Self-belief and confidence.
And that is walking into 2026 as that product owner. Like, I can do this. Yeah. It's real. It's my truth, and it's been a journey to get here. But yeah, if you're someone back where I was 2-3 years ago, don't ever, it might take time to become the person that can do it, but you can do it. Don't give it to anyone else.
Yeah. People that are successful are the people that never gave up. So it's the people that believe in themselves. And it's normal, it's human to have ups and downs.
And what is that? It's like that whole 10-year thing is an overnight success. People think you're an overnight success and actually it took you 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That
and
pretty much feels like how it's gone for me.
Yeah.
It's not linear.
It's not linear, absolutely
I wish I'd appreciated that at the start though. Maybe there's been times where I stopped enjoying it. But coming out that other side with that belief, it's all about joy for me.
Yeah.
I remember someone saying to me, Jenna, if this ends, if this fails, don't you want to have had the best time ever? Don't you want to really have enjoyed it and had all these skills? Yeah. And you kind of dust yourself down and go, like, look who I am now because of this journey.
Exactly.
It was at one of those moments, it's like, gosh, I need more joy.
Yeah.
More joy. Like, so yeah, if I could go back and tell myself anything, that would definitely be...
Have fun.
Enjoy all of it.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, look, thank you so much, Genna. That was amazing. Thank you for the honesty, the clarity, the mission, and for carrying through the noise with us. Thank you so much. It was lovely to talking to you.
You too. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you for listening to the AI Friend podcast. If you like this episode, follow the show and share with someone who would love it too. I'm Ana Rojo-Echeburúa, and I'll see you next time for another conversation that reframes how we think about AI.